You mentioned how masculinity, manhood, it's under attack in the world. What advice would you offer to a man in the world today who wanted to avoid effeminacy, who wanted to be a truly masculine Catholic man? What advice would you offer to him?
Well, he has to, first of all, have faith. Perhaps the answer, part of the answer is here in the knightly code of chivalry. Okay? In other words, the Catholic ideal of what a real man is, you know. And this is what it takes to be a man in the eyes of, you know, you might say in the eyes of the church. In the Song of Roland, a medieval piece of great literature, we find a code of chivalry. First, to fear God and maintain his church. Secondly, to serve the liege lord in valor and faith. Next, to protect the weak and defenseless. Fourth, to give help or succor to widows and orphans. Fifth, to refrain from wanton giving of offense. Sixth, to live by honor and for glory. Next, to despise pecuniary award. That means not to do what you do for the sake of money, okay? As money, as though that were the purpose. Next, to fight for the welfare of all. 9, to obey those placed in authority. 10, to guard the honor of fellow knights. Next, to eschew unfairness, meanness, and deceit. Eschew means reject unfairness, meanness, and deceit. Next, to keep faith, which means fidelity, right? To be faithful to your word. 13, at all times to speak the truth. They go together. 14, to keep the word that you've given, and then to always speak the truth to begin with. 14, to persevere to the end in any enterprise begun. 15, to respect the honor of women. 16, never to refuse a challenge from an equal. And 17, never to turn the back upon a foe. So we see here prudence, we see here perseverance, we see here courage. But before even that, you know, things that you might find in a confrontation and battle, we see the protection of the weak and the defenseless, right? We see the living up to one's responsibilities. That's essential. And so in the Knight's Code of Chivalry described by the Duke of Burgundy, roughly at the same time, he listed the virtues for which a knight must live and which the knight must manifest. And he begins with faith, charity, justice, wisdom, prudence, temperance, resolution, truth, liberality, meaning the sense of generosity is what it meant then, diligence, hope, valor. Now, is this not what any woman would want to marry? I mean, yes, I mean, there are women who say, I don't want to, you know, be subject to my husband. I don't want to have to listen to him. We're equals. And, but I mean, what woman wouldn't want to marry a man that just described a real man like that?